The morning fog clung to our new home in Willow Creek, a quiet suburb in Oregon, as Emily's sharp voice sliced through the haze. This place isn't for people like you two. Pack your stuff and get out. Her words hit like a slap, her smug stride suggesting she owned the entire block. Two police cars rolled silently into our driveway, their lights off, but their presence heavy. My wife, Laura, squeezed my hand, her other clutching a half-finished mug of coffee, her knuckles white. Emily marched forward, acting like she'd just won the neighborhood in a high-stakes bet. But she didn't know that some people, when pushed, don't just fold, they change the game entirely. I didn't argue or shout. Instead, I reached for something small, heavy, and far more powerful than any document she could produce. In that moment, the air shifted, and her reign of terror began to unravel. This story started with a single phone call and ended with federal agents slipping quietly into Willow Creek. Where are you hearing this from? Let me know in the comments. I'm Nathan Carter, 35, an FBI agent specializing in fraud cases, currently on leave after closing a major investigation. My wife, Laura, 32, is a veterinarian who inherited her aunt's house in this peaceful corner of Willow Creek in September 2024. To keep my cover, I tell neighbors I'm a financial planner. But one neighbor, Emily Larson, a 60-year-old former city clerk who fancies herself the queen of Willow Creek, decided to make our lives hell. We'd been here 3 weeks, settling into the tree-lined streets and manicured lawns, the kind of place where the worst drama should be a misplaced recycling bin. Laura was setting up a small vet clinic at home, all permits in order, while I tried to adjust to suburban calm, though my FBI instincts kept me on edge. The quiet often hides the darkest secrets. It was a crisp Tuesday morning when trouble began. Laura was in the backyard, tending to a stray dog with a limp, her gentle hands calming the nervous animal. I was inside, sifting through old case files, when Emily's voice boomed from the yard. "You can't run a business here. This is a high-end residential zone, not a pet hospital," she barked, her tone dripping with superiority. Laura, always shy in conflict, looked up startled. "I have all the permits," she said softly, her voice trembling. "Everything's approved by the city." Emily laughed, a cold, predatory sound that set my nerves on edge. "Permits? I worked at City Hall for 35 years. I know the law better than you," she sneered, pulling out a leather-bound book she claimed was Willow Creek's Special Regulations, dated 1987, banning commercial activity. It was pure theater, but Laura's hands shook as she tried to process it. From the kitchen window, I saw the fear in her eyes, and it took every ounce of my training not to storm out and flash my badge. Emily's act was too polished, too practiced. This wasn't her first scam, and I needed to know her game before I moved. Emily wasn't done. She demanded Laura pass a competency exam she'd oversee, claiming expertise from decades of community service. The absurdity would have been funny if it wasn't breaking my wife's spirit. Laura's shoulders slumped, tears welling up. That's when I knew Emily had crossed a line. "Mess with me, fine. Make my wife cry. You're done." I stepped outside, playing the clueless husband. "Is there a problem?" I asked, keeping my tone neutral. Emily smirked, thinking she had the upper hand. "Your wife's running an illegal business. You have 24 hours to shut it down, or I'm calling the real authorities." Her words, "You people told me everything." This wasn't about zoning. It was about power, control, and likely money. My FBI senses screamed con artist, but Emily didn't know she'd just picked a fight with someone who'd taken down criminals far sharper than her. Exactly 24 hours later, Emily delivered. 2 cops, Officer Daniels and Officer Lee, arrived with her, looking like they'd rather be anywhere else. Emily pointed at our house like she was outing criminals. "These two are violating city codes and threatened me," she declared. Laura, watering plants on the porch, nearly dropped her can, her face pale. I felt that familiar rage from years of watching predators manipulate the innocent. Officer Daniels, a seasoned cop, approached us calmly. "We're here about a complaint. Can we see your permits?" Emily produced a forged document from the city planning office, complete with a fake letterhead. My trained eye caught the flaws, instantly off-brand fonts, a blurry seal. This was federal-level forgery. Then Mrs. Ellis, our 78-year-old neighbor, slipped me a note. My security camera caught Emily printing fake documents in her garage. I have the footage. My blood ran cold. This wasn't just bullying, it was a criminal operation. How many families had she targeted? What was her endgame? Emily escalated, distributing flyers across Willow Creek with our address and photos, labeling us a community threat. Laura was devastated. Her dream of helping animals twisted into a nightmare. When our neighbor Mrs. Kim avoided eye contact, Laura broke down. I just wanted to help, she sobbed. That night, I called my FBI colleague Tom Reynolds. Run a full check on Emily Larson. Fraud, extortion, the works. Within minutes, he confirmed she was on the FBI's radar for a fake nonprofit, the Willow Creek Preservation Fund, with over $250,000 in suspicious deposits. The net was tightening. The next day, Emily arrived with a federal inspection team, 3 men in cheap suits, clearly actors. But Mr. Howard, a retired Navy investigator, was ready. He photographed their license plates and found a Craigslist ad for their corporate role-play gig. Then Laura dropped a bombshell. She'd been investigating me, suspecting I wasn't a financial planner. Her email, sent from a burner account, included bank records and victim testimonies proving Emily's 15-year extortion racket, targeting 10 families for $350,000. Laura had recorded Emily's phone calls through our garage wall, discussing settlement fees and next marks. The final blow came Friday morning. Emily arrived with a fake property seizure unit and a forged court order demanding we vacate in an hour. Laura, no longer scared but furious, confronted her. You're a monster, tormenting people for money. The crowd of neighbors murmured, sensing the truth. I'd had enough. I pulled out my FBI badge. Emily Larson, you're under arrest for fraud, extortion, money laundering, and racketeering. Her face went white, her fake team scattering. She tried to run, streaming a frantic Facebook Live, claiming I was a fake agent. But the FBI's digital unit was recording, adding to her charges. Chief Parker, who'd suspected Emily for years, stepped in. Agent Carter, we've wanted her for ages. Your evidence seals it. By afternoon, the FBI, IRS, and U.S. Attorney's Office raided Emily's network, arresting her lawyer, a corrupt judge, and a mayor. Laura, it turned out, was an FBI operative, her inheritance a cover to infiltrate Emily's operation. She'd been feeding intel for months, her civilian reactions baiting Emily's escalation. Emily's empire collapsed. She defrauded 50 families for $3 million, sold identities, and ran a RICO-level scheme. Sentenced to 25 years, she claimed innocence, but the evidence, her own live-stream confessions, forged documents, and victim testimonies was ironclad. Willow Creek healed. Mrs. Ellis led a new homeowners association, Mr. Howard documented the saga, and Laura's clinic thrived. Our marriage grew stronger, built on mutual respect and shared purpose. Emily's letter from prison, ranting about conspiracies, went unanswered. Justice had won. What would you do if someone like Emily targeted your family? Would you fight back or walk away? How far would you go to protect your home? Share your thoughts, like, and subscribe for more stories of justice.